Hey guys, Andy Broom, Vice President of CGC Cards, and you're listening to the Sports Card Strategy Show, and there's no off season.
What's up, everyone? Buckeye Dill here. You're listening to the Sports Card Strategy Show, part of the NoOffSeason.com Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to stick around for top-notch advice on how to stay up to date with your sports card investment portfolio, because remember, there is no off-season.
What's up, everybody? I'm Paul Hickey with NoOffSeason.com. This is the Sports Card Strategy Show. Don't forget to get a free 30-day trial at NoOffSeason.com today to help you make money flipping sports cards, build your sports card investment portfolio, get unlimited advice from our experts, and take sports card school to navigate the hobby. That's NoOffSeason.com. Get your free 30-day trial today. All the data we use on the Sports Card Strategy Show is from MarketMoversApp.com. Use code NOOFFSEASON at MarketMoversApp.com to get 20% off for life after a free 14-day trial. All right, let's get to the Sports Card Strategy. Yes, it is here. It is here, and we are there. It being the National, we are in Cleveland, Ohio right now at the National, and today's episode of the Sports Card Strategy Show is dedicated to our top 10 tips for attending the National. Today's Wednesday, July 24th, kickoff of the National in Cleveland, Ohio 2024. First day, we're here, and look, you still have a few days to make it here. The show doesn't end until Sunday, so if you want to make it, I'm going to give you my top 10 tips for attending the National. But first, are you ready to start grading your cards? CGC Cards is the perfect place to slab your favorite sports cards. From their crystal clear holders to their affordable pricing, CGC Cards is the perfect stop for your grading needs. Go to cgccards.com to start grading today. All right, drop a comment below at youtube.com/Paul Hickey. Let us know if you're going to the National in 2024 or if you're not going to make it and you're going to plan on trying to make it in 2025. I'm Paul Hickey with NoOffSeason.com. I am at the National with Lefty McKee, with In Turner, with several other members of the NoOffSeason.com family. And we're going to count down our top 10 tips for attending the National. I think they actually apply to just about any massive card show. There's more and more massive card shows coming in not only the end of 2024, but into 2025. We've got Culture Collision in September, and we've got Fanatics Fest in August. I'm going to be attending at least Fanatics Fest in August. I'd like to try to make it to Culture Collision. I'm at the National right now, and before we get into our top 10 tips, I want to tell you real quick about Charity Buzz, because the auctions end today. We've talked about Charity Buzz in the last several episodes of the Sports Card Strategy Show. Just got to hit you up one more time on it, because Charity Buzz has the best in sports card trading and memorabilia up for auction, with a portion of each winning bid supporting a nonprofit partner. Add new collectibles to your collection and bid now at charitybuzz.com/NoOffSeason. Auctions end today. All right, let's get into our top 10 tips in no particular order for attending the National specifically, but I think this also applies to just about any other card show. And again, don't worry if you're not going to the National. All of our content next week is basically going to be dedicated to making you feel like you were at the National with us. So don't get sad. And also, tip number one is don't get overwhelmed. Whether you're a first timer or a veteran at the National, it's important to realize the event continues to grow. No one year will be exactly like any other year. From the amount of unique memorabilia, non-sports and pop culture items, to autograph signers, card vendors, corporate sponsors, it keeps growing. There's always going to be a ton of distractions. That's the big thing about the National that separates it from other card shows, is there's more distractions at the National than any other show. Not only just when you walk into the event itself during normal show hours, but also the after shows, the trade nights. I mean, there's a ridiculous amount of stuff. There's parties after the show every single night that you're going to get invited to. There's just tons of stuff going on. But when you walk in, stay focused on what you came there for. Just take a deep breath and enjoy your quest to find the items that make you the most excited. If you're there to simply take it all in, then you can't go wrong. Hopefully you end up leaving more inspired and motivated to continue to enjoy the hobby than when you first walked in. Keep in mind that you'll see pro athletes, hobby celebs, and more, so don't get starstruck. Just be you and stay focused. And speaking of focus, narrow your focus going in. From a sports card collecting, investing, and flipping perspective, it's super important to go in knowing that you're going to be ridiculously distracted by the sheer volume of not only dealers, booths, and human beings all in one place, but also the amount of desirable cards in the showcases. While it's cool to browse and take photos, spend your time on cards that you can actually achieve, afford, and either want to collect or have a plan to flip. The minute you start to step outside of those parameters, it can get a bit messy and you can feel things spiral quickly into a place where you've been at the show for a few hours and you max out your budget on a bunch of cards or collectibles that you didn't even know existed prior to setting foot into the convention center. Negotiate is number 3. The National, believe it or not, is a buyer's market. It's the biggest card show by a long shot all year, and everyone is there. This setup means that every dealer's competition is literally within a football field of them. Inherently, that gives you, the buyer, all the leverage. If a dealer won't negotiate with you, don't be scared to walk away and find one who will. Don't feel obligated to buy. Elaborating on the last item, you can browse all you want, spend as much time at any booth, and you are under no obligation to buy a darn thing. Vendors and dealers know this and are prepared for customers to negotiate, ask for lower pricing, and even walk away completely after getting a ton of cards out and asking them to price them in bulk. This is all part of the hustle. Number 5, don't feel stupid asking questions or asking for help. While it's not ideal to completely walk away, it's part of the deal. And so is asking questions. Ask to see cards that are in showcases. Ask why dealers have cards priced a certain way. Use this opportunity to educate yourself and get a feel for how to maneuver to your advantage. Knowledge is power in this hobby, and the National has all of the smartest folks in one room. Take advantage of that and ask as many questions as you feel necessary to get all of the information before you make decisions and pull triggers on any transactions. The worst thing that can happen is somebody says no. Number 6 and number 7, number 8 are pretty practical here. Number 6, bring food. This may seem pretty elementary, but if you're a human being, you get hungry. And when you get hungry, you lose energy and focus. That's the biggest thing. You need energy and focus. Surviving the National is kind of like surviving a marathon. You need to nourish your body. Bring food, because buying food at the convention center, in this case, the IX Center, will not only be overpriced like it was in Chicago, Rosemont last year, but it'll also take up precious time waiting in line that could be used for browsing booths for cards. Number 7 is take a seat, literally and figuratively. Bring a portable small chair or stool that you can buy on Amazon for $12. Like, I bought a portable retractable stool that folds up, and it's like carrying around a disc, like a frisbee golf disc. It's like the size of that, and it's an accordion stool that folds right out, and it's gonna fit in the backpack that I'm wearing. Use it to take a load off every now and then, even while camping out at a dollar box or value box. Your back, neck, knees, and feet will hurt. Be ready to take a strategic break and recharge. Take 5 minutes out every now and then to recap your purchases and calibrate them with your original plan. Have you executed, or have you veered away from your original intentions? Number 8 kind of goes along with number 7, backpack or rolling suitcase. Many people will be walking around with Zion cases or similar types of boxes that hold cards and slabs, and that's fine. But remember that a backpack, a rolling suitcase, or both makes just as much sense for a show like the National. There's just so much ground to cover, and these items are more friendly on your back, which is critical to your stamina and focus. This event is a workout. Number 9 is bring the right amount of cards and supplies. If your goal is to acquire cards, I wouldn't bring any cards. Unless you have a plan with a dealer or someone at a trade night type situation, I'd leave all of my cards at home and focus on acquiring the right ones. To that end, don't forget to bring a solid supply of new penny sleeves, top loaders, and or card savers. Not all Boots dealers have them to the extent that they should, and they don't always have them packaged the way that they should, especially if you're looking in value boxes or dollar boxes. Not all Boots or dealers are going to be helpful with this either. And don't forget, you may be ripping some wax. That's the other thing, is like, I don't love ripping wax, and I don't love recommending that you all rip wax, but sometimes at the National, maybe you're ripping open a silver pack that you win. Maybe there's a pack in your VIP gift bag, and you might pull a card that you need to sleeve up, put in a card saver, put in a top loader. So make sure that you have your own supplies ready in that case. If your goal is to sell cards at the National, do your best job to narrow down to the cards that will sell the best in late July, right? Don't just sell cards to sell them at the National, but narrow them down to what's hot right now. Maybe it's some NFL quarterbacks. Maybe it's some NBA players that are in the Olympics. Maybe it's some golfers. Maybe it's some tennis stars. The summer's a little bit different. Football's just about to start heating up. Of course, we're a few weeks off of the MLB All-Star break, heading into the MLB playoffs. Maybe there's some hot baseball players you want to sell for a profit right now. Bring the most desirable cards. Narrow it down to your most desirable cards to sell at the National. For example, base cards won't bring near the interest they'd bring in different scenarios. You might want to wait for selling markers for those. The National is inherently a buyer's market. And lastly, buy the tickets that are right for you. If you don't have a VIP pass or anything like that, or you don't have tickets yet and you want to attend later this week, go to nsccshow.com. You can get $25 for a day pass. I think it's $30 at the show. So if you want to save $5, buy them online. And you might miss out on some of the VIP stuff, but that's okay. There's always going to be activities at the National that are exclusive to the event. There's cards that are exclusive to the event. I would highly recommend trying to find activities and cards that are exclusive to the event, because those also hold value beyond the National. All right, everybody. We're going to switch gears away from the National real quick to talk about a few of our partners. MrMinty.com. Use promo code NOOFFSEASON for 15% off your entire order. And don't forget that we think the best way to auction off a 5-figure card is to use our exclusive partnership with Fanatics Collect via Roadshow Cards. We're bringing our listeners a very unique and awesome opportunity to help you get the most possible for your higher dollar cards. Email paul@nooffseason.com for details. And of course, I've got one-on-one strategist offerings available for all of you that want to work directly with me so that I can be your coach to help you make money flipping sports cards. Email paul@nooffseason.com and ask about my one-on-one sports card strategist package. Again, if you're not going to the National this week, don't worry. We will have great National recap content for you next week. Tune in to the Sports Card Strategy Show all next week, and you will feel like you didn't miss a thing. Everybody, thanks so much, and have a great day. Thanks so much for being here with us on the Sports Card Strategy Show. To connect with us further, please subscribe to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/Paul Hickey. Please also give us a follow on Instagram at Sports Card Strategy and on X at NOOFFSEASONCard. We also have a Discord that you could join at sportscardstrategy.com. Everyone, I'm Paul Hickey. For the rest of us here at NOOFFSEASON.com, have a great day. We'll see you again soon.